Yes, sir. So we got another article in Deadspin written by the same character, Donovan Dooley, a liberal, quote unquote, black male, a simp, basically, by spirit. He basically is suggesting that Lamar Jackson should get the vaccine so the rest of the quote unquote black community could follow suit because you guys idolize athletes. They're your leaders. They speak for you guys. They're the mouthpiece of the quote unquote community. So if Lamar Jackson go ahead and gets the vaccine, maybe the rest of the youth. You know what I'm saying? Males like this are not critical thinkers. They will call this country racist. Everybody's so racist. But on the flip side, this racist country is supposed to help you get better with 2 doses of the jab. Whether you have it or not, you can contract it, you can spread it, you can be hospitalized, you can die from it. My point is, with black males like a Donovan Dooley, a liberal male that wants to point the youth to the Democratic side, to the side that makes you feel better, you call Kamala Harris a black queen and whatnot. Meanwhile, she does not give a shit about you. Guys like this want to push these agendas and whatnot, but they don't want to tell the youth to think for yourself. Just think like the herd. Let's dig into this article. Come on, Lamar Jackson, step up and save black lives by getting vaccinated. Baltimore Ravens QB needs to be more of a role model for his community. There was a reason back in the day why Charles Barkley said he's not a role model. He's a ball player. Just because you can run fast, you can make these cuts, you can make amazing highlights and jump high, it does not mean that you are a leader. It does not mean that you are a role model. People can admire your skill set, the work that you do and whatnot, but it doesn't mean you have to be a role model. Lamar Jackson is more concerned about a defensive tackle that runs a 4.7 40-yard dash, sacking him and landing on his throwing shoulder than the COVID-19. Not saying he's not taking it serious, but if he's beat it twice, what does that tell you about the recovery rate that you're not hearing about? Lamar Jackson has a responsibility to be better than this, according to you fucking clown. Not just because he's the quarterback of a Super Bowl contending team in Baltimore, but because whether he likes it or not, he's a role model for a significant part of the black community. Yes, the aspiring football players, but they should just recognize his moves. Don't worry about what the fuck he's doing off the field if you're aspiring to be a football player. He doesn't need to be a contender for Deadspin's Idiot of the Month like Aubrey Huff. And yourself too, Donovan Dooley. Don't forget yourself. So frankly, it's unacceptable that Jackson said that he's still on the fence about being vaccinated after testing positive for COVID-19 for the second time in 8 months. This is Lamar Jackson's reaction.
What the fuck? Again? Like, it was crazy. You know, I was heartbroken because I wasn't looking forward to that at all. You know, right before camp, it was like, not again. Like, not right now, you know. But it's over with. It's over with.
Pretty much, man. All he's worried about is the upcoming schedule. Can they make it to the conference championship? Can they actually make it to the Super Bowl and make that push? I'm not trying to say that he's not taking it serious or any other athlete that is making the personal decision to not go along and get the jab. Jason Williams, that works for ESPN, he got both doses. Still tested positive to where he couldn't finish coverage of the NBA Finals. So what does that tell you? It doesn't matter if you get it or not. I feel it's a personal decision. I'm just going to keep my feelings to my family and myself, said Jackson, who spoke about the vaccine to reporters at practice on Monday. I'm focused on getting better right now. I can't dwell on that right now, how everybody else feels, and you should not. I'm just going to follow the NFL protocols as much as I can, as best as I can, said Jackson, who was held out of Ravens' Week 12 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers last season because he tested positive for COVID. I'm not worried about it. Last year, when I came off COVID-19, I felt like we did pretty good. And this year, I'm trying to do the same thing, if anything. So just like I said, I'm just going to follow the protocols. And Jackson wasn't the only person to miss a game. There was a situation to where Denver had to play their like 4th string quarterback against the Saints or the Bears, some team like that, and got whooped. But they wanted to put the onus on the so-called black quarterback because I guess he's the face of the league, right? Whatever. Jackson is a former MVP and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He has a unique brand as an athlete, playing the most important position in American sports. His words, and most importantly, his actions, hold weight, especially to the people who look like him. Nah, speak for yourself. The COVID virus and its multiple variants have caused significantly more damage to black communities than white communities. Are we sure about that? Where is the empirical data that we can research and look at for ourselves? Matter of fact, people are living on a day-to-day basis with quote-unquote essential workers. They've seen people that they've been hanging out with since last year. Where are these statistics coming from? Mr. Dooley, not a critical thinker as you can see. Yet black people are still the least vaccinated demographic group. If Jackson got vaccinated and pushed the importance of black people protecting themselves from COVID, you'd see a significant number of people follow suit, and it'll help this nation turn the tide of this deadly virus after nearly 2 years. What's funny is why I don't see any push for Japanese athletes, so-called Chinese athletes, Indian, Dominican athletes, and whatnot. Why is the onus put on the so-called black male athlete? Why does he have to be the face of pushing this agenda or this jab to the youth when we don't even know the full details? When doses are getting recalled, you get the vaccine, yet they are still making mask mandates. They are still telling you to wear a mask indoors. What are you getting it for? The only way to really stay away from this shit is to stay in your house. That's it. And that's for everybody. It's not a secret that Jackson has this level of power. Everybody and their mama know that the Americans of this country worship these athletes, and if they say something, there's a good chance that they're going to follow suit. They're fully aware. Last week, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan called for Jackson to get vaccinated in an interview with WBAL radio. Lamar's got to get vaccinated, Hogan said, with the rules the NFL put down. I can't imagine a team wanting to forfeit a game or lose a chance at playoffs and none of the players getting paid because someone won't get a vaccine. That's none of your fucking business, though, Governor. Come on, man. In July, the NFL sent a memo to all 32 teams to try to increase pressure on players to get vaccinated. If teams experience an outbreak amongst unvaccinated players, the game could be forfeited if the NFL can't find a way to reschedule it. However, the NFL schedule is the least of my worries with Jackson. Jackson admitted he was fatigued during his quarantine, and head coach John Harbaugh said that this virus hit Jackson hard this time. This should give Jackson the motivation he needs to go ahead and be an example for the black community. The Baltimore quarterback has an audience that's even different from other black quarterbacks in the league. Jackson could speak directly to a new group of individuals and disprove the dangerous myths that are associated with the vaccine. This could be pivotal in changing the perceptions that many people have. It's something that the former Heisman Trophy winner is used to. He changed the narrative about which position he should play in the NFL and how the quarterback position should be played on the highest level. His impact on the game today is undisputed. He could do the same thing with the vaccine if he used his voice to champion the safety of the black community during this pandemic. He can be an even bigger game changer. This dude, Donovan Dooley, straight clown, straight simp spirit. Lamar Jackson is showing to the youth to take care of yourself, stay in shape, be a critical thinker, and have a mind of your own. Just because you're hearing propaganda on the media, just because people want to write articles and give their baseless opinions because they have an agenda or because their bosses or executives okayed their article because they threw that in there. People keep pushing this shit. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson is more worried about going head to head against Aaron Donald down the line. Come on, man. That's enough of that. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Fuck that.